Welcome to Pit Lane Perspective, your go-to source for everything Formula One. I'm Hash, and today let's do a quick debrief of the 2025 Japanese Grand Prix at Suzuka. If you missed the race, don't worry, we've got you covered. And to be very honest, it wasn't the most thrilling race to watch, but I'm still glad I caught it. So, let's start with the main story of the weekend. Max Verstappen, the reigning champion, just bagged his first victory of the 2025 season, making it his fourth consecutive win at Suzuka. He was absolutely dominant throughout the race, leading from start to finish and holding off the McLaren duo of Lando Norris and the birthday boy Oscar Piastri. Verstappen's qualifying performance was just as impressive. He secured pole position with a record lap time of 1:26.983. That's a stunning lap by any standard. He barely edged out Lando Norris by just 0.012 seconds. It's crazy how close that gap was. Norris in second, Piastri third. McLaren definitely looked strong all weekend, especially during practice sessions where they topped the charts multiple times. But it wasn't just about raw pace. Let's talk about that near miss in the pit lane exit between Max and Lando. At one point during the race, both drivers exited the pits almost simultaneously, with Verstappen holding the inside line, which forced Norris to go wide, so wide in fact that Norris had to take to the grass just to avoid contact, as what Norris perceived. The incident was reviewed by the stewards, but they ultimately decided no further action was necessary. Still, the tension between Red Bull and McLaren is definitely heating up. Honestly, from my point of view, Max had the right to that line. Lando was just being a bit too aggressive. Now, let's move on to some of the other standout performances of the race. First up, Kimi Antonelli. The Mercedes rookie qualified sixth and managed to finish in the same spot, showing his growing confidence with the car. Considering he admitted to feeling completely lost during practice sessions, his turnaround in qualifying and race day was impressive. And get this, he led the race at one point, making him the youngest ever to lead an F1 race. That's impressive. Then there's Yuki Tsunoda, making his Red Bull debut at his home Grand Prix. Qualifying 14th and finishing outside the points isn't exactly what he was hoping for, but this is his first season with a top team like Red Bull. There's a steep learning curve, but he's got the support of his home crowd, which definitely counts for something. And to be fair, he outperformed Liam Lawson throughout the weekend. P12 isn't terrible, just a few places shy of points. They're coming, no doubt. Ollie Bearman, the Haas rookie, pulled off a decent result too, qualified 10th and finished 10th. For Haas, that's their best result at Suzuka since 2019. Bearman credited an aggressive tactic inspired by iRacing simulations, taking more curb at the chicane and hugging the wall for that extra lap time. Keep that up, and he'll be scoring points regularly. Speaking of rookies, did you guys catch Isack Hadjar in that super fast V-carb? I'm telling you, there's something special about that car, and about Hadjar himself. He's been performing consistently well and secured 8th place in this race. Super impressive, especially considering the challenges he went through in earlier sessions this weekend. Now, Ferrari. Still struggling. Charles Leclerc started 4th and finished 4th, basically just trying to bring it home. Their pace is way off McLaren's right now. At one point, it even looked like Mercedes had better pace. Leclerc was fighting with George Russell for most of the race, while the McLarens were just too far ahead to challenge. Lewis Hamilton, on the other hand, started P8 and finished P7, just a slight improvement, but he's clearly still adjusting to the new team. You could hear the frustration when he was asking for information from his race engineer. And Lewis, man, he's got to remember this new engineer isn't Bono. It's going to take time for them to gel, but it's still early in the season. As for the championship standings, this win brings Verstappen right back into contention. McLaren's been strong out of the gate this season, with Norris still leading the championship. But with Red Bull's rapid development, things are about to get really interesting. So, what can we expect moving forward? If this race is any indication, Red Bull and McLaren are the two big teams to watch. Verstappen's form at Suzuka was a statement, but McLaren's consistency with Norris and Piastri is going to be a real challenge for everyone, and don't sleep on Mercedes. Both drivers are performing well, and they'll be a factor this season. Okay, before we wrap things up, let's do a rundown of the race results for those of you who missed the race. First place, our reigning champion, Max Verstappen. P2, Lando Norris. P3, Oscar Piastri. P4, Charles Leclerc. P5, George Russell. P6, Kimi Antonelli. P7, Lewis Hamilton. P8, Isack Hadjar. P9, Alex Albon. P10, Ollie Bearman. P11, Fernando Alonso. P12, Yuki Tsunoda. P13, Pierre Gasly. P14, Carlos Sainz. P15, Jack Doohan. P16, Nico Hulkenberg. P17, Liam Lawson. P18, Esteban Ocon. In 19th place, Gabriel Bortoleto. And lastly, P20, Lance Stroll. That's it for today's debrief. If you enjoyed this breakdown, subscribe and be sure to tune in to our next episode. This is Hash, signing off from Pit Lane Perspective. See you guys in the next.